Okay guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and now today we have another ARK 2 video. In these videos we go through news from the devs, we also go through some cool stuff that the community wants for ARK 2. I really love making ARK 2 videos because it's getting so much closer. I know we've still got the brand new Fjorda map which is coming in June, and obviously all my content is going to be based around that month in June, but around that I just want to be getting out as much ARK 2 stuff as possible because it is not long away. Well, that we think from what we've been given from wildcards so far. Today we're going to be talking about the weather changes potentially for ARK 2 and also different dino variants for the new game coming out, which I think would be really awesome. If you guys are excited for ARK 2 as well, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let's get in with today's video. So this is something that I really wanted to come back to because it's something, and there was a day where Wildcard came to actually get quite a lot of like information from the community about what dinos they want to return to ARK 2, what dinos they don't want to return to ARK 2. But one of the biggest ones was about different dino variants, and I thought this was amazing. So the question to Craig Brown, who is the senior designer, as you can see at Wildcard there, was question in reference to ARK 2. Are you considering more recent discoveries of dinosaurs for ARK 2? For example, scientists now believe there were 3 species of Rex, or are you sticking to more traditional ARK 1 dinos? So the reply to this was quite good because when this piece came out this year about there being more species of, that there was 3 species of Rex has not been confirmed by anyone 100% right now, but I like the response that Craig Brown does give to the game because Wildcard have mentioned they're not always looking for facts. They're not always looking for when a dinosaur comes to the game. It doesn't always have to be 100% confirmed. That's what they mention all the time, which is what I like. So Craig Brown goes on to say, I'm constantly reading up on any new dinosaur information that becomes available, but I don't push any idea forward until they become obviously accepted by the scientific community, and this theory is not. A lot of voices are currently unconvinced, but are obviously to do with 3 species of Rex. These people don't believe there is enough evidence to support the claim. Paul Barrett, dinosaur expert at the Natural History Museum in London, David, a carnivore dino expert in the University of London, and also somebody at the Field Museum in Chicago, all don't agree that this is not enough evidence to provide that there are 3 species of Rex that we used to be around. Also, O'Connor went as far to say the new hypothesis regarding the T-Rex diversity is very poorly justified and is unlikely to make it through this process. The diagnosis provided for each species is incredibly vague. So this is basically them saying there is just not enough strong evidence to show that there's been 3 species of Rex. How cool would that have actually been if there was? And there apparently the different species were like called like Queen and Emperor and stuff. So there was going to maybe be like an Emperor Rex. I mean, that in ARK would be crazy. And then obviously, that said, I and others are on the team at Studio Wildcard are always keeping an eye and ear out for stories from the academic community about dinos and other extinct critters. But to be honest, when it comes down to it, we make decisions based on what's fun, not what's right. And this has stayed in my head for such a long time when Craig Brown said this because I really like this. I think this is just perfect for the game. I think, you know, it's not always about the game being 100% correct. Of course, as a community, we like seeing dinos in the game that, you know, are like not... I mean, I've always been a fan of dinos that did used to actually exist. So I don't mind the tech stuff and the futuristic dinos, but I've sort of got so excited and my love for ARK and started making videos on it came from those realistic playing like a dinosaur game type thing. And I know Wildcard have said loads of times ARK was never set out from the start just to be a dinosaur game, but I like the way they're taking a step back with ARK 2, going back to that primitive side of things. And obviously with ARK 2, I don't want giant mythical beasts running around. We want proper dinosaurs. But does it really matter if there's a theory about there being 3 species of Rex not being 100% confirmed? I personally don't think so. And I think it would be awesome to have the Emperor T-Rex as part of ARK 2. Now, we already know there's a certain T-Rex in the game. We've seen it in the small trailers and stuff. And the most recent one at the Unreal Engine 5 event. So we know we've got an awesome type of T-Rex. But would you guys like to see different variants of these creatures? Not just like X variants and things like that. Actual different variants of these dinos that look different, have different abilities. Do you think this is going to be something good that could come to ARK 2 in the future? Let me know. The next thing we're going to be talking about, and this is kind of the main two things, is about, I mean, I know I said at the start different T-Rex variants, but I kind of want this to be a video about all different variants. Would it be cool to see that more in the game, of all different dinos and creatures? This one is the weather. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this point up is because I believe that this has been something in ARK that has not been sorted well, not properly, but would just be a great addition to the game. This was found on the ARK 2 forums page, which you can access via Survive the ARK, and let's read through this idea because it's very, very popular. My idea is to replace the cold mechanical auto decay timer with a dynamic system with special effects and an element of chance. So this is all about being able to act the better ways to actually destroy and damage bases within the game rather than just the standard, auto decay. So frequency high, typhoons can destroy thatch, common biomes, beaches, effects, wind and rain. Medium frequency, wildfires can destroy thatch and wood, common biomes in the forest, and effects, fire, wind, and wild creatures flee. Low frequency, earthquakes can destroy stone, and common biomes, harvestable nodes. Shaking, and the effects, shaking, creature behavior set to passive, flee, all of that different types. And a frequency of rare, volcanoes. Volcanoes can destroy anything, and the common biomes they're found is obviously mountains. And the effects, shaking, smoke, fire, lightning, wild creatures flee. This would be a better game design because it will prevent maps from getting clogged up with just so many structures everywhere and put players to work repairing and prioritizing structures. Player spawn areas and rare resource node areas could have higher rates of disasters that would do away with the need to pillar areas. The random nature of disasters would add an element of surprise that would keep the experience fresh rather than just mechanically logging in just to render bases to keep them from auto-decaying. I thought this idea was awesome. I do feel like when there's a volcano that can destroy anything, this kind of comes to a point where, you already have those servers where they do reset after like each month. But I think a volcano that can destroy anything, but there's a reason that you can sort of fight against it, because there'd be no point to have volcanoes that can destroy everything and completely destroy everyone's base, because what's the point? There'd be no point in that. But if there was a way to defend yourself from the volcano, maybe you can see the lava rising above your base, but you've got the defenses to prepare against it. I don't think anything would be wrong with that. I think that would be fantastic. So shout out for this idea in the ARK 2 forum page. I think that sounds like a good idea. With a few tweaks, that could be perfect. Now, this to sort of end off the video, moving on from that, was something I wanted to mention. So weather. This was, which links to this in a way. The reason why I have this screenshot on the screen is because there was a page that I've made multiple videos on in the past through my 6 years of ARK Survival Evolved content. And this was on a page called the Upcoming Feature page on the old ARK wiki now. And Wildcard have said on the Upcoming Feature page for such a long time, hail and other weather cycles may be a rough sea. So they said they didn't really have the technology to do the rough sea just because of, basically ARK is such a techie game. There's so much to it. And they just didn't have that back then to be able to do it. They said they would like to see it one day, but they just don't have that, those sort of abilities to make that possible. But obviously, a rough sea could come possible with Unreal Engine 5 next gen. I think just the change in weather, more of an effect on the game, I just think would really have a place in ARK Survival Evolved 2. So let me know what you think about this. Weather changes, weather disaster, different dino variants, not just the T-Rex. We're going for all different types of stuff. Let me know that in the comment section down below. ARK 2 could be one of the best games we have seen in a long time. As said by a large YouTuber, I think it's Nexus, who said that he actually knows stuff that the devs have told him and said we're going to be shocked about how good the game is. So let's see what happens. I can't wait to make more content on ARK 2 for you guys. Let's hope for a release date soon. See you guys soon. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video.